Hi, and welcome back to the Growing as a Family podcast. My name is Joel,
And I'm Clarice.
and today we're talking about the importance of building Christian friends and your friend group.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a really interesting podcast, so stick around to the end and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, we have a fun story, I feel like, with our the building of our friend group. It's been honestly a whole work of God. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
like every I feel like every week I'm thinking like, oh, I'm so grateful for like
Mm-hmm.
the friends that we've built and the
Mm-hmm.
circle of people around us. And I just feel like life would be so different without them and without that blessing. So yeah, I feel like that's why we wanted to talk about it, is because it's
Mm-hmm.
been so prevalent lately in life. Like, wow, we have great friends.
I feel like friends are the ones that are there for you and like give you purpose in sometimes, and like they're the ones that you can go like bowling with at 10 p.m. Not now because we have a baby, but we used to, and they're just like they bring you life, and I think it's really important that we talk about them because they could be a big influence in your life. They could be a big part of your life, and so yeah, we decided to talk about the importance of them.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to talk about our different life stages and
hmm,
our friend groups? I mean, we'll, probably just start when we were together, but
yeah,
we had a totally different friend group back when we
mm-hmm,
first met. It was kind of a jumbled, like, mess of different types of people. We were all single, though.
mm-hmm.
Joel and I were the first ones to start dating in our friend group.
Which was crazy because I was the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
And we were
Wow.
also coming from like two different life stages, I guess you could say. Like I was coming, from a homeschool life stage, and you were coming from like transferring schools, and so I had a lot of my friends still, and you had your friends and your newfound friends, and so I kind of
Mm-hmm.
meeting you brought a clash of all of our friends. Not
Mm-hmm.
entirely because they didn't really meet, but just the
But
circles
you had
that.
different friends,
Oh
is what
yeah,
you're saying.
and the circles we hung out with, when we did stuff with your friends and then we did stuff with my friends, it was just very different.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
I think like the main thing is when you're single, like when you're a single guy, you kind of look for single guy friends. Like you're not looking for like a married couple friend, and you may be in a specific circumstance, you might, but as the general rule of thumb is you're kind of looking for other dudes to hang out with. And so
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what I was looking for when I kind of popped out of high school and I was ready to just kind of meet new friends and make a new connection at an older Bible study crew where we were at.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah, I was also looking for single girlfriends because that's the stage I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived with my sister during college, so we had similar friends, and they were just girls around our age. And then we had some guy friends too from our Christian group. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, we brought Joel into that. We were just one big friend group of single boys and girls, and we all didn't like each other except Joel and I.
Yeah.
So, but
And
when we started dating, it was kind of like, well, we started dating, and I dropped out of school, and then we were already like venturing out to move where we are
right.
now. So we were kind of in the process of getting, like, finding new friends.
Yeah. And it wasn't that we didn't like the friends we were with. It was just we had started a relationship and we're like, okay, we want to hang out with other couples. We want to learn what they're doing and we want to hear their side of the story. And if we're only hanging out with single people who just want to go dumpster diving at 10 p.m., you're like, well, okay, I kind of want to just go get dinner and do a double date and kind
Mm-hmm.
of talk about, relationship stuff. And so it by no means, did we not like our friends. We loved them. It just was we were kind of
Yeah, I mean,
phasing out.
our life stage is calling for new friends. It
Mm-hmm.
just, I mean, it is. They fluctuate.
So when we moved, we started going to a church that had a young adults program. And through that, we actually met a lot of people who were our age, who were couples, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really like life bringing. We loved going to church and hanging out with them, And we still have a lot of friends from that young adults group.
Yeah, I'd say that's where like 90% of our friends
Mm-hmm.
stem from. We're so grateful
Mm-hmm.
that we went there and connected with all of them. And yeah, it's really fun to meet people. And how
Mm-hmm.
long are you married? Oh, are you guys married? No, we're,
We're just
engaged or whatever.
engaged, yeah. But it was like really cool to dive into God's word, start doing life with them, opening up more, and then you just see the, hey, can we come over for dinner, or hey, let's like do a bonfire tonight, and you just see so much growth in your own life, and just in like the purpose of, hey, I want to go out and I want to meet these people, or I want to intentionally learn about them and what they're doing because I love their relationship. And I feel like during that time we learned a lot about each other because of other relationships, and like, oh, we really want to do this or we don't want to do that, and
Mhm.
I think it helped shape us too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like places like that, like church events, are always good places to
Mm-hmm.
look for friends if you're trying to grow your Christian friendship circle, because I mean that's where you're gonna find Christians,
Mm-hmm.
is at a church. So I'd say that's the best place to plug in to find more friends that are similar to you, have the same values, and yeah, that's where we found ours. So it worked for us. It will hopefully work for you.
Yep.
But yeah, we've just always thought it's easier to connect with people that are in a similar life stage to you.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about this in our last, was it our last episode? Unspoken rules. I don't know. That might have been a couple times ago, but so many episodes, guys. I think this is like number 10. But Joel and I don't have friends of the opposite sex. Like I don't have any solo friends that are a guy,
Right.
And we have a lot of couple friends, so I'm, the husband and I get along well, but I don't hang out with them outside of when we hang out as a group of 4. So,
Yep.
yeah, I feel like that just, I mean, keeps it safe.
Yeah, it does. And it's you're not getting yourself into positions that hurt you, hurt your relationship. You're above reproach. You're prioritizing your wife. And like, what does it say to, Clarice if I have another woman that I spend more time with? And for one, that's really dangerous.
Or even a little time with.
Don't do that. But 2, it shows her that I don't prioritize her, which is wrong. As a husband, I should always prioritize her as the most important woman in the world and the only woman in the world. And so it's a really big rule that we don't really have to pay too much mind to because we do it really well. But is, don't have any other friends outside of your gender.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Good way to say it, honey. And yeah, so we have all couple friends right now. I feel like all your guy friends are married to my girlfriends.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And vice versa. It's nice that way. And we've actually started a Bible study together, which has been really life-giving. And it's just fun to spend like time with Joel and also friends. I used to always say like I like to find couple friends because then I also get to hang out with Joel because I was so obsessed with him, and I still am. And I'm like, I'd much rather combine, the best of both worlds. Not that I never hang out with my girlfriends, but Joel's at work.
She's got like a moms group, and they all hang out, and they've like slowly added like more and more moms. And she's like, oh yeah, I've never met like so and so's husband before, but I think you'd get along with them. And so then we like started a Bible study, and here are all these like husbands I've never met, and Clarice has never met him either, but we all get along because they're all of what we want to be and what we want to strive after. Christ centered and married, having kids.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like all of my the wives we were all pregnant at the same time.
That was cool.
Which was so fun, and I was the last I guess
one,
you'd say. So I got to reap the benefits of hearing their birth stories and their newborn advice, and so that was really helpful. Like, and a stage where I was like, wow, I'm grateful for friends, and I feel like we're feeling that again, and we're always feeling it.
Like, in that time of us having our daughter, I feel like you having friends was super, like, life-bringing. And you were like, I don't have to, cry about this specific thing that happened because I talked about it with my mom friends and we all laughed about it. And, that happened to them too. And you got to relate things and talk about, like, how it's going and how, like, it's so hard or how this is easy or what worked for you. And
yeah, it's really helpful because then, you can, like, laugh about the hard times and reap, like, the other people's knowledge. And I mean, we were all first-time moms, so we're all learning together, and it was kind of like, we all don't know what we're doing. Like, but we're gonna figure it out. And I mean, now our kids have friends, like, automatically, and that's really sweet to see too.
I would say for those trying to make friends in your life stage, it can be hard sometimes. Sometimes there's not even people at your church who are in your life stage, and we know how hard that is. But sometimes there's, like, a Facebook group. I know my sister-in-law, she's in a few of them, and they get together for activities and whatnot with their little ones. But try and make those connections. Put yourself out there sometimes, and just kind of take a step of faith and just say, hey, Lord, like, I really want friends. Provide them for me. And
sorry,
go for it.
Something I've learned is that sometimes you have to be, like, the one that does, like, the reaching out.
The coordinator.
The instigator.
Coordinator?
Well, it's like you instigate. Isn't that the word?
Sure.
Okay, well.
Good enough.
Whatever the word is. You initiate, maybe?
Sure.
But you're the one that, like, sometimes you have to be the one that sends the text or makes the phone call. Because, I mean, especially with, like, women, a lot of women are more timid. They're more like, oh, I don't mind just, like, staying at home, but I'm kind of lonely. Like, they're not the ones always reaching out. There are some women like that. I'm like that. So oftentimes, and I don't mind at all, but, like, in our friend group, I'll, like, send the first text, like, do we want to hang out this week? Or what day should we hang out? Or how about here and this time? And, that gets the ball rolling. And then all of them, answer yes, or I'm busy, or let's do this time. And so people really want to meet up. And oftentimes, especially with girls, they need to be asked. And they're waiting to be asked. So if you have the gift of reaching out and you feel like it's a burden and nobody's reaching out to you, I've been there before, but you just have to, suck it up and take the responsibility to be like, no, I'm going to invite this girl, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be 50-50 with it to feel like they like you, It's, they just might not always remember to, and you do, so.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I feel like it's a little different with guys. You don't really necessarily have to always be the one reaching out, but I would definitely say for you, for sure. You had a rough part where you're like, oh, I feel like nobody's asking me questions or nobody's, like, inviting me to things, and that's because I think that your friend group all thought that everyone would do that to them instead.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but
yeah,
you always want to be the one that's asked, but it's a pill I've swallowed.
And if you keep asking, they can only say no so many times, right?
Yeah.
Bug them.
Then they gotta say yes.
Yep.
I feel like guys don't always need to hang out so much. Is that, like...
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
You don't hang out... Like, I hang out a lot one-on-one or, like, with a group of women. You don't do a lot of, like, hanging out with guys besides, like, once in a while, like, golfing or sports, games or basketball or... Well, that's a sport.
Like,
but,
cookouts.
Yeah, but... It's not like, oh, let's get together and talk, Guys are like, let's get together and play basketball. And so I feel like you build, like, the relationship connections in, like, the couples hangouts, you
Yep,
know? Like
we
that's when
do.
you do the most talking with the
Yeah.
other guys and like Bible study.
Oh yeah.
But otherwise you're like fighting each other for
Mm-hmm.
the flag football or something.
Wow, you hung out with him for a long time. What'd you learn about him? I don't know. He's doing good, but that's
And he's
about
a
it.
slow runner.
That's so us though.
Yeah, but that's how
Mm-hmm.
you build your relationships.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I have all these best friends. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I like girls don't get together and play flag
Oh
football.
yeah. But they could, but they don't. You don't.
Thank goodness. But
I
I
feel like our
mean,
friends have really like built us up.
yeah.
Thinking of a memory that just happened. Um, I say memory. It's not a memory. It was a.
Yesterday? No.
What was it? It was a thoughtful gift that our friends did for us, and it was really impactful on my life. That wow, we have some real awesome friends, and it was both Clarice and I talked about it for a long time, and we're like, wow, they really just have shown a light in our lives and really showed us what it means to be like a good friend. And
Mm-hmm.
I just yeah, I can't thank God enough for our friends.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And I feel like so, like, I don't know, cared for and like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know, like wrapped in a hug with my thinking about my friends. And like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've learned a lot from the different friends in my life, like couples and the women. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just having women friends has been so impactful. I mean,
Yeah.
learning from them, talking about motherhood, because
Yeah.
my friends are all moms. But, and it's just fun. Like, they want to homeschool, so I'm already thinking, like, oh, I got a future homeschool, like, co op group right here. Like, all the.
Yeah.
All the possibilities. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like a big thing we've learned is, like, hospitality. Like,
Mm-hmm.
our friends are all really good examples of hospitable people
Yep.
who open their doors and
Yeah.
invite others in and, you know, stay as late as you want. Like, here's a cookie. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that's just been super fun. I mean, we've had so many memories, like even before we had babies, but like our friends would stay over late and we'd be like, oh my gosh, it's midnight. Or and then we'd keep talking at the door because of Midwest goodbyes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's like those are some of the best memories, and
Yeah.
that's how you build those core
Yeah.
friendships.
And that's how you be a good friend too.
Mm-hmm.
Not only to get good friends, but you got to be a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think we prayed about it for a long time.
Yeah.
When we first moved here, we really didn't have a lot of close friends like we do now, and we just I remember lots of nights praying about it and just asking the Lord to give us friends that we can lean on in hard
Mm-hmm.
times, and I think He's blessed us in like less than 3 years. So it just
Mm-hmm.
seeing that prayer come to fruition is amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're stuck in a route, just pray about it. You know, ask God to, you know, take your situation and turn the frown upside down. And
Stuck in a root?
yeah,
It's a rut.
is it stuck in a rut?
If you're stuck in the tree root.
Yeah, if you're stuck in the tree root, there you go.
I just had to point that out.
English is my second language.
Language?
What is the saying? Gibberish is my first.
Oh. I would second that for him.
Oh yeah.
Not for me. But
guys, I don't know why I'm on a podcast.
yeah.
Please bear with us.
That's why we haven't blown up. No.
That's right. Thank you, 17 people.
Yeah, really. Isn't it 19?
I think so. What are some Bible verses that
Oh yeah, I was looking into
Yep.
you know, what does the Bible say about friendship? And I mean, I've read a lot of Proverbs and I'm like, oh, I remember, you know, it talking a lot about who you surround yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
So I did some digging, you know. But here's some Bible verses about choosing your friends carefully and why that's so important. Proverbs 12:26 says, "The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray." So I feel like that speaks to like using discernment when you're like finding friends and trying to build a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because your friends are going to influence you
Yeah.
in some way. And you can tell, you know, from a first impression or a first hangout, like what this person's like. And then you need to use discernment to know if you want to like bring them in close to you because, yeah, like Proverbs says, you need to choose your friends carefully or you can be led astray and really like not even realize it, which a lot of people fall into because they want to be liked, and the first person that comes up to them, they're like, "Oh, good, a friend." But sometimes it does take time, and that's okay. You want to find the right people.
Yeah, you don't want to fall into like the wrong crowd, and I feel like you sometimes get that way at work, especially where I work. There's a lot of people that I wouldn't want to be close friends with at all, and you almost have to be careful how they influence your life because it can influence it in a negative way, and it can start, where did I pick that up? Oh yeah, like, oh, I guess I picked that up from Joey from work. It's like, wow, why am I thinking this way? And so you got to be really careful who you choose because it affects more than just like, oh yeah, I'm mentally strong. Well, okay, yeah, until the point where you
don't realize that you're
yeah,
changing.
exactly.
And I feel like it's not a rude thing not to be close to someone, like, because you can see the fruit of their life or the no fruit. You need to look what kind of path the person's going down. Like, because as a Christian, you need to look for people that are trying to grow closer to the Lord and they value the same things as you. Yeah. And therefore you're spurring each other on in your walk with the Lord instead of, inhibiting you from like,
growing.
Yeah, growing and leading a more righteous life. And then 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals." See, I feel like you've heard all of these.
Yeah. My mom used to tell me that one a lot because as a young boy growing up, you're more susceptible to, be in a gang or something or fall into the wrong path or do what the cool kids are doing. Women not as much because they're more level-headed and mature. But
wow. Pat me on the back.
So my mom kind of drilled that one into us, and she really said, like, yeah, if you see that they're doing something that is not God honoring or is very immoral, like, be careful. Bad company corrupts good morals. And so truly, if you want to keep a pure life, steer clear from people like that. As far as close friends, it doesn't hurt to go out and try to minister to them, and it doesn't mean don't associate with them. Of course, go out and let the Lord do the work. But as far as your close circle where you can be vulnerable and relax, just take a look at their life and their morals and what do they deem as important, and what do they do in like their free time, and if you text them on a Tuesday, are they in jail or something? It's like, well, hey, all right, let's find some new friends here.
Yeah.
Stay out of jail, folks.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta look at their character and like their behaviors and their habits, and that'll tell you a lot about a person. And like with girls, a lot of times, like, I've had coworkers in the past when I was a waitress, and they would gossip all the time. Like, it was like a gossip fest. And, to girls, that tastes like, oh, it's a little, like, intriguing, all this gossip. It's always fun to be on the side of the gossiper instead of who's being gossiped about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you need to steer clear from that. That's not doing anything for you except leading you astray and causing you to fall into sin.
Yeah.
And yeah, those aren't the friends you need to be looking for who try to tear someone else down, because they're probably gonna do that to you behind your back.
Right.
So, yeah, that's one for ladies. But then Proverbs 13:20 says, "Whoever walks with the wise will become wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." So that's another one that adds to it. Look for someone who's living a wise, upright life like you want to live.
I had a um, mentor say it this way. He said, if you wouldn't replace lies with them, um, be careful what advice you take from them.
If you wouldn't what?
Replace your life with them. So, like, be in their shoes.
If you wouldn't switch
Yeah, the same thing.
lives.
Yeah. If you wouldn't switch lives with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of think about that too, not in like a judgmental way, but more of like a, oh yeah, I'm not sure I would want to, switch lives with them.
Or places, switch places.
Yeah, switch places. All that words, all the good stuff. Then just be careful what advice you take from them. And I found that helpful in multiple situations of just like, not being rude and like not listening to them in sometimes, but being careful of just what I do retain and take to heart.
Yeah, a lot of it comes back to discernment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you hang out with wise people, you're bound to be wise. So
Yeah.
good company creates good morals.
Wow. Maybe that should be in the Proverbs.
There we go. It probably could.
Oh, the Book of Joel.
There is one. It does exist.
All right, and then a couple more. Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. I always heard this one. And I mean, it's true. You get together and there's, I mean, even like in friction, the iron, like going back and forth.
Yep.
You sharpen each other even by, the disagreements, which I feel like is where Bible study like really strengthens our knowledge and our relationship with the Lord, because not everyone always agrees, and it's not like we don't agree on the foundational aspects of Christianity, but there's those little things where you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, and then you're sharpening each other and learning more.
Well, and if you really think about it, how does sharpening work? It actually like takes apart the old bits of the metal and it leaves just the new sharp of the blade.
Yeah, you can only get sharper when you're hanging out with good company.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can also challenge each other and build each other up, which is foundational.
Yeah, and I like you said, the friction that the good debates within your friend group, they do create and sharpen you. And
I can think of a lot of things. I won't be specific, but like a lot of things that like we've learned or like come to a conclusion of because we've heard people like debating or like talking about it. Like, oh, we should look into that.
Like, do we believe that or what?
Yeah, and it was
think
just
about
really
that?
interesting. Yeah. And then Proverbs 17:17, easy one to remember. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So that just talks about how friends stick close like family. And it's true. I mean, our friends feel like an extension of our family, and we care about them so much. We feel so cared about, and you can walk through all sorts of seasons together, and it's just helpful to have people there who have seen you from the beginning, and grow with you, and
and they know so much about you that they care about your situation and what you're going through, and I think it's really awesome. We have some friends that they want to come over to our house when it gets really bad storms and like tornadoes and whatnot, because they don't have a basement. And so every time it gets really bad, I get a text from him, hey, are we still good to come over?
Yeah.
And I always tell him, you are always welcome at our house.
Yeah. I like saying that. I feel like it makes people feel like, warm and cozy, which is like also the feeling I want our house to give off, It's an inviting atmosphere. Yeah. Come on in. It's always ready for visitors. Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, I'd say most of the time. But on this podcast, I hope we kind of gave a little bit of insight onto how important friends are. If you are struggling to make friends, again, pray about it and seek God's counsel. It's not going to just fall into your lap. It is going to take some work. But God has a plan for your life. He ultimately does, if you truly trust God. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so.
Well, go check out our website. It's growingasafamily.com. There we have books that we're reading. We're updating it quite often because we're reading a lot.
Yeah, I can't stop.
And if you have any ideas about books or podcasts, just leave us a comment on our website. We have a little form that you can fill out. With that, we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.